Hi, I'm Mario Guerra, the two-time former mayor of the great city of Downey. And you're listening to Talking Downey with Mayor Mario. So welcome. This is probably our last show of 2024. What a great year it's been for the city of Downey in so many ways, and I'm kind of wanted to wrap up everything, and especially what's happened in the last month. A lot of great things have happened in our city. I'll start off with a simple one. We had an election. We have Councilwoman Dorothy Pemberton, Councilmember Horacio Ortiz, and Mayor Mario Trujillo all got reelected overwhelmingly. They seem to get along, working well with Claudia Fermenta. And now also our new mayor, we have a new mayor, Hector Sosa, was our mayor pro tem. He represents me from District 2 and is a good man. Went to Warren High School, here from the roots. He's got 2 kids, a lovely wife, and his business is even here in the city of Downey. So he's going to do great things for our city. He's quieter than Mario Trujillo. He's a little bit more level-headed. He speaks softly but carries a big stick kind of guy. So I'm confident in our city council that they're going to do great things. So congratulations, Mayor Hector Sosa. So what else is going on? Well, yesterday, this will be our last show probably of this year, and I'll ask you guys some questions like, hey, what would you like to see on the show for next year? You know, we would love to hear from you. What kind of guests would you like to have on? Where would you like to see us? We're going to do some more remote locations next year. I want to do a couple food things, my 5 favorite food places. We'll do them remotely. I'll share some little secrets that I have. But, you know, things like that, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? And then also, you know, what would you like to? We're looking at what kind of businesses that we want in the city of Downey. So why don't you respond to us? Put them on the comments or call us right in. What would you like to see in the city of Downey? And we'll make sure that our council people know that too. They have a staff that's looking for new businesses. Speaking of new business, yesterday was our Shake Shack grand opening celebration. Okay. And I know everybody's thinking, hey, Shake Shack, right? What's the big deal? It's a big deal. It's number one, it's a great burger place. Yes, we have In-N-Out. Yes, we have Next Burger and some other great local places. But a nice chain like Shake Shack come into our city, it's a big deal. They almost didn't come. Now, they're literally across the street from where I'm sitting. I'm in the building next to Porto's. So they're on Firestone and Downey Avenue. And yesterday, Councilmember Horacio Ortiz said the little story, on how it kind of came about. Alexis Suarez is the owner of the property. And he ran into her at a place in D.C. at an event in Washington, D.C. and goes, oh, you're from Downey. I will never do business in Downey. I've had so much problems on this location and so forth. I will never do business in Downey. And he said, oh my gosh, how can we help? So when she put in her application, okay, and it went to the Planning Commission, actually it was going to be denied or at least sent back to revise some things in the driveway. But as she was right, the tenant was going to be losing interest. It was like it's going to take another 3 to 4 months on this technicality, and by that time, they don't want to. So the Planning Commission was looking for ways, open meeting, you can watch listen to the minutes, kind of looking for ways that we could make this work. The staff get satisfied. And it was a technicality on the driveway. It wasn't a safety issue. So basically we could have standing, and Horacio and I kind of led the way on there, and we got the staff to go along with it, and I mean the rest of the planning commissioners. So it passed, and yet here we are. That was earlier this year, and yesterday was a great event. We had the chamber, we had all these different people there, but a new business. I was amazed they have 85 employees there. You had all the big shots coming in, but it was a good day for the city of Downey. Just last week, we had the grand opening of Sprouts. And Sprouts may not be for everyone, but it's got organic food items. It's got a lot of different different things that you wouldn't necessarily see at Albertsons or Stater Brothers. So it's another good addition to the plate for our citizens to be able to enjoy the amenities like a city of Downey should and does have. So there's a lot of things in the works for next year, but let me know. We're kind of curious. What would you like to see? And that's 2 weeks after Silver Lake Ramen opened up, which is, by the way, is really good. It's one of my favorites. And there's no truth that they're all within walking distance of my corner office here. Somebody said that to me yesterday, and it made me think, yeah, I hadn't thought about it. But I have walked to Silver Lake Ramen. Yes, I will be walking over to Shake Shack. So all those things are really good. But the one thing in Downey here, I always tell folks, I hope our staff, when they're looking at new business, and sometimes it's not available. I've had a couple of property owners come to me and say, hey, we're having a hard time for this. And I would hope that they would say, no, we can't do this, but here's how we can get to a yes. And no, that's not something we want, but maybe you can offer to bring these things or do that. So sometimes that proactive thing really works, and hopefully it makes it open to what we want. There's a developer that's been trying to build, 30 condos and 25 condos in 2 different locations that are empty lots, and they've been doing it for years, and somehow it hasn't worked. They just wrote me a letter yesterday, and I forwarded it to the city council and said, hey, can you guys please help them? We're looking for housing, and these are 2 vacant lots that I think are really good for the city. I think sometimes you just have to think outside the box and look at different ways of doing it. But when we're looking for housing, these are in areas that doesn't impact anybody, condos and something that could sell. So anyways, we'll see. All right, so what else are we going to talk about? Congratulations to our new fire chief, Chief Hillebrand. He's been with the department for a lot of years. He went to St. John Bosco. Him and his family live in Murrieta. He'll do a fine job for the city, and congratulations. Continues the legacy of hiring in our city, and that's treated us well, not only for fire, but the police department too. Police department, I'm giving you shorts here, okay, just to give you an update. So they announced at the council meeting the other day that we're hiring 8 new police officers. Yes, you and I, we voted to tax ourselves on there with Measure D at 62%. And we said we want to pay a 0.25% sales tax more so we can hire more police officers. And this is going to be awesome. We started off with 8 new ones, and we'll continue to build on that. But that's what's most important to you and me, and that's one of the reasons Measure D, I think, was passed. And everybody said nothing else happens good in a community if you don't feel safe, if you don't protect me and my family. Yes, all the amenities and all the restaurants are good. I need to feel safe in my city. So I think Measure D will continue to help enhance our great, awesome police department that we have. So. Okay, so I'm going through, downtown murals. There's 2 that are in the works. I hope there was one supposed to be in the parking lot of the downtown area there, and that was presented. I think it was pulled back because they wanted to see different variations of it. I hope they do murals there. We have the real awesome one, Doodalicious, which incorporates the Don Lamkin, the artist there. It's coming up on 10 years, to be honest with you. And I had a hand in promoting and pushing that to get that built. But I like that. I love murals because they tell stories. There's a city in Central California, people go there just to see their murals. That alleyway, I brought up suggestions of like some of the murals that look like from the Museum of Illusion. So something that people can come into the downtown that want to take a picture in front of. That Doodalicious photo, I look out my window and there's 3 people a day at the very minimum taking photos in front of that. So that's something we can continue to do, and it'd be kind of fun. So I love downtown murals, and I hope we continue to build on it. I know some people say, oh, too much murals. You know what? You can't. You can make them creative. City of Bellflower has some awesome murals that look like you're in there. You're like walking into the space. I know the Masonic Lodge has given permission on that wall there to consider a mural. So we have several locations in downtown Downey. So let's spice it up. So I hope our council has, wants to promote it. I hope they continue to push that. They've been all for it, but I'm hearing some feedback. They're looking at an archway also here. That's been in the works for a couple of years. That was in the works when I was in the downtown subcommittee, when I was in office. But that would be great. Something a downtown with a new downtown logo. As you all know, there's a district, the Downtown Downey Improvement Association. The property owners tax themselves to get, more security, more cleanliness, more advertising. So some of those things will come from that too. So, okay, I've gone fast, but I wanted to wrap up and give you some ideas of things that are happening. Many of you may have seen it, but earlier, a couple of weeks ago, the LA Times, they did a story here, and it says a political shift in the Mexican Beverly Hills, talking about Downey. First of all, I hate that. I don't want to be the Mexican Beverly Hills. I don't necessarily want to be the Latino Beverly Hills, but we are a Latino majority community on there, not necessarily Mexican. I'm not putting down my Mexican friends, but I like our own identity. We have 80% Latinos in the city of Downey. I like that they're referring to us that we're a move-up community, and we continue to be from the southeast. But one of the things they saw that here in this election, this is Downey, like other largely Latino cities in Southeast LA, saw a big tilt towards GOP nominee. So Downey had an 18% swing over to red. You had some cities that were incredible, like Bell. Bell had a 30% swing over to red. Downey almost turned red of the whole city, and especially District 4. So the emphasis of the story is, why are Latinos and why are people in Downey voting for President-elect Trump? And there was a quote from Mario Trujillo, from Claudia, from Anna, from myself. And I said, a lot of people that were, that wanted his policies, but were afraid to speak out on that I'm going to vote for him, because they will, and they did call us names. Politically in the state of California, when you saw the different ads, the two things that they focus on, that person's a Trumper, or that person is, pro-life or anti-reproductive, control and so forth. So to me, I'm going to give you my view. Those ads seem disingenuous because, we're a state that has abortion now built into our Constitution. We voted on it as a state, so there's no way that California, any congressperson can say, I'm against that, and then pass a law. President-elect Trump has already said that it should belong to the state, and he's not looking to pass a national ban on that. So I'm getting too much in the weeds in politics, but all I can say is that in the city of Downey, because we are in the state of California, there is not any chance that we will not have that happening. So I just wanted you to know that. So when I see a politician saying, trying to scare everybody, that's just politics, okay? That happens a lot, when it comes to President-elect Trump. He's not the easiest guy to like for, on personal things and things that he says, but his policies have been pretty decent. When people say out loud, if you ever voted or ever thought of voted, you must be anti-woman, anti-refugee, anti-gay, anti-this, anti-that. And I was quoted in there, listen, we're not none of those things. And I never said before how I've ever voted, but I'm not anti-gay. I had two gay brothers. I'm a refugee. As a matter of fact, in a couple of days will be my anniversary of coming from another country as a little boy, as a refugee. I'm not anti-woman. I respect it. I have two daughters, and I want to make sure that they have any choice that they ever want, even though I am pro-life. I'm a Catholic clergy, and I'm not against immigration reform. I am not against those different things that people call. So does that make me all those things that they were calling? I don't know, but that's the basis of the story. So I wish it would have been focused on some of the things that we do have. And I try to tell them that. I said, listen, we have our own police, our own fire, our amazing school district. And we have a nonpartisan council that on 99% of things agrees with each other. Okay, so yes, you do have one or two topics and it could be a split vote, but as a city on there, we're well run. We have a good city manager, assistant city manager. So they didn't put all those things, although they did talk nicely that Downey is a clean city and et cetera, et cetera. But I guess they were looking at it from a political standpoint. So it's an article in the LA Times, and it was kind of interesting to read how they picked that story. But there is a big shift in Southeast LA County. I think a lot of the minorities that shifted and voted, voted both African Americans and Hispanic, and then also Hispanic males and African American males did vote for President-elect Trump. So I think the message is clear. It's not necessarily the person. I think it's the issues. I, for one, reproductive rights wouldn't have been my number one topic. I want the economy. I want to have people to pay things at the grocery to be able to afford them. Prop 36 won overwhelmingly in the state of California, which that's a tougher on crime thing. I want to be safe. All our folks want to be safe on there. And then we want affordability, we want crime to be down, and we want good education. So those are the issues that I hope everybody next time concentrates on and doesn't go on the social issues as much. Those are important down items, but okay, I talked too much politics. I didn't want to do that, but I got into it. But a political shift in the Mexican Beverly Hills, I don't know if that's really a shift or that's been that way. But we have a great community in the city of Downey. So I'm sorry if I offended anybody, but feel free to give me a call and give me your thoughts. My cell number is 562-706-4114. 562-706-4114. Or write to me at Mario@Guerra, INS, GUERRAINS.com. Mario@GuerraINS.com. Look forward to we're going to have some special guests throughout the year. We'll have the people that you want. Hey, any suggestions that you'd like to see? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. What do you want to see? Number one is what type of businesses you want. What type of guests would you like to see? And what are your favorite eating places? Listen, I don't have an issue with that, and I'll be sharing that. So let's communicate. Talk to us. We want to thank our amazing sponsor, Financial Partners Credit Union, almost 90,000 members that they have. They've been here for 85 years, 16 locations. Credit unions are the people's bank, if you will. They're not for profit. The money that they make on certain services on there, they have it to make sure that they keep their costs low for all the different things. There's no stockholders in a credit union except you and me, the members. So we want to thank Financial Partners Credit Union, have been here in town, and they sponsor so many things in town, including this podcast. So, all right, folks, our last one of the year. Please communicate. Love to hear from you. I hope you have an amazing New Year. And yes, Merry Christmas to you. I can't wait. And I look forward to a bright new year, especially for the city of Downey. We're going to continue to report and talk on some great things happening in our community. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Talking Downey with Mayor Mario.